Section 2.7, example 5, solving an inequality algebraically. Solve the inequality. So we're kind of combining everything's properties of addition, properties of multiplication. So let's get going. What we're going to do is work with all of the variables over on one side and everything else over to the opposite side. So I like having our variable over on the left side, especially with inequalities. So let's grab this variable, move it over to the left side, and we can move it by subtracting 10x from both sides. Those two subtract out, we're left with negative 17x plus 13 greater than or equal to a negative 4. Now everything else on the left side that doesn't have a variable, we're going to move over to the right side. So we're going to subtract both sides by 13, leaving us with a negative 17x greater than or equal to negative 17. And lastly, we're going to divide to get x by itself. We're going to divide both sides by negative 17. We're dividing slash multiplying by a negative number. So we have to remember to change the sign, the direction of the sign. So now instead of x being greater than or equal to positive 1, we have x is less than or equal to positive 1. And it doesn't look like they wanted in interval notation. Let me just check. Let's just make it interval notation. So from here, x being less than or equal to positive 1, I'm going to plug or throw this onto a graph just so we could see exactly where these values are coming from. X less than positive 1. This is one of the reasons why I like having x before, so x on the left side. From here, x being less than or equal to negative 1, we have a little arrow going to the left. So all of the values in our solution set are coming from here. Less than or equal to tells us that we have a closed circle. And from here, we just read the endpoints. This arrow tells us it goes on to infinity, in this case, negative infinity. So that's this endpoint coming all the way over here. We end up with a closed circle at 1. So 1, and closed circle tells us bracket, not parentheses. So this is our solution in interval notation. One more, we could call this interval notation. We could call this graphing notation. And this is called set notation. All of these three are ways that you could express the solution set. But for problems like this, most of the time we're just going to go for interval notation. And I hope this helps. If you have any question, please feel free to ask. Otherwise, bye.